New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. A couple whose 8-week-old baby passed due to suffering more than 60 injuries have been jailed. Benjamin O'Shea, age 26, and Naomi Johnson, age 24, from Southwark, were sentenced to 8.5 years and 7 years, respectively. The pair were found guilty in November of causing or allowing a child to suffer serious physical harm in relations to the passing of their 8-week-old daughter, Amina Faye Johnson, in April of 2019. They were also found guilty of cruelty to another child as well. Radiologists found multiple fractures on the baby that were highly indicative of Amina had suffered continuous physical abuse at the hands of O'Shea and Johnson. After their arrest in May, the pair tried to blame the baby's passing on a visit to GP for routine inoculations and claimed that the paramedics had caused the fractures. Judge Nigel Peters, QC, sentencing at the Inner London Crown Court, stated that sadly, this is yet another harrowing case of parents abusing or being cruel to their child, adding that there is no doubt that this is a case of the highest seriousness in terms of cruelty to children in terms of injuries. The pair called 999 on the morning of April 26th of 2019 after Amina stopped breathing. It is initially thought that she had suffered a sudden, unexplained death until x-rays revealed a catalog of injuries inflicted on her by both O'Shea and Johnson. Expert in osteocular pathology stated that the fractures could not have been caused accidentally and stated that Amina has suffered limb and rib fractures on at least 9 occasions. Her injuries also suggest that the baby had previously suffered bleeding in her head. It is not possible to lay blame on which parent caused the fatal injuries and who stood back and allowed it to happen. O'Shea, a former Army reservist, had made several calls to NHS 111 between 2016 and 2019, referring to his self diagnosed PTSD and his aggression issues. A text message between the pair, Johnson admitted to mistreating the other child they were convicted of cruelty to in separate charges. Like I said before, every incident that I have pretty much covered, right? 99.9% of the time, it's always adults that are the ones to blame 100% when it comes to the injuries or the harming that is dealt to a child and or a minor. And like I said before, realistically, adults just do not care about kids. And I'm going to continue saying that up until I'm proven wrong. And pretty much at this moment in time, nobody's going to be able to prove me wrong due to the fact that this keeps continuously happening to children, to babies, to minors. And like I said before, just because you can have kids doesn't mean you should. Just because you think that you would be a good parent doesn't mean you will be, right? Just because you can procreate, you shouldn't, right? Like I said, I got to say it twice like a broken record because some people just are hard of hearing, especially the ones in the back. So, like I said before, this is what it looks like when you have individuals that don't know exactly what to do with themselves. When you have individuals who are specifically selfish when it comes to the things that they want and desire out of life, right? They got together, they formed a bond, and, children directly came from it. But while doing so, they still wanted to be the same selfish type of individuals that they've always been. So, who was the ones that are going to end up suffering? It's not going to be the two adults, it's going to be the kids. Like I said before, regardless of whatever happens in life, the children are always going to be the ones made to suffer for grown adults' decisions at the end of the day. Just because you, as an adult, decided to lay down with an individual and you want to sit up there and make kids doesn't mean that the other kids need to be responsible. Realistically, you should get your adult behind directly to the doctor, both of you, and decide that, hey, I'm going to just decide to have a vasectomy. I'm going to, decide to, have my womb or whatever it is taken out, right? At no point in time should any pressure be on children. Children should just be allowed to be children. Like I said before, adults suffer from so many faults that we end up pushing and placing those faults directly on kids, and we try to figure out, like, yo, why can't you, do things, why can't you get things straight? It's because the parents never got things straight, because the parents continuously do the same broken teachings and behavior that was passed on to them. They pass that on to their kids. So just like how you have these two broken individuals, right? They now ended up creating a broken child. And you know what that child is going to be when they grow up? They're going to be a broken adult, just like their parents. And do you know what's going to happen if sooner or later that child ends up having a child? That child is going to, it's a possibility, right? It's a 50% chance that that child will end up broken. And there's a 50% chance that that child might end up okay. But like I said, it's still a chance at the end of the day. There's still no certainty, right, for that child to have a whole life. And that's due to the parent of that child, right, end up being broken. Why? By way of the two parents that you see here. So this is how you can have generation on generation on generation of curses. This is how you can have generation on generation on generation of brokenness. All because of one person that decided to do one thing that led into another thing that led into another thing. So like I said before, at the end of the day, adults don't care about kids, because if they did, I wouldn't have to sit up there and read and go through stories like this on an everyday basis.